So I'm very happy that we are joined by Jennifer Cormac. She is from the Lake District China Forum in Windermere in the United Kingdom. And so she can talk about how to build a successful network to get the Chinese customers coming to your destination. So Jennifer, thank you very much for joining us at the World Bridge Tourism Project webinar. And I know you have been very successfully working with the Chinese customers in the Lake District, and you receive a lot of visitors in your beautiful part of England. So I'm looking forward to learn more about your practical experiences and advice for other tourism service providers. And maybe let's start with an introduction of yourself and your connection to China and the structure and the work of the Lake District China Forum.
I'm Jennifer Cormac, Sales and Marketing Director for Windermere Lake Cruises and also the Chair of the Lake District China Forum. I've worked in the tourism industry now for over 18 years. After a noticeable increase in Chinese visitors throughout 2014, we decided to set up a marketing consortium of like-minded business people who wanted to market to the Chinese visitors, so we set up the Lake District China Forum. This comprises of 10 businesses throughout attractions, transport and accommodation providers.
Okay, thank you very much. So can you tell us a bit more about how the LDCF, the Lake District China Forum, has developed, and what were the main steps to get the partners together? We all know that's never so easy to do. And what activities have you been organizing in China and in the UK? For instance, how do you convince the smaller players who have smaller marketing budgets that they work together and join the network? And how do you collaborate with regional and with national tourism boards?
The Lake District China Forum was formed after an initial meeting between English Lakes Hotels and Windermere Lake Cruises. There'd been a successful consortium of businesses marketing out to Japan for the past 20 years, so we had a strong insight on how this would work and what we would need to start the Lake District China Forum. Initially, we decided on some research in what Chinese visitors knew of the area and if at all they knew of the Lake District. We soon found out that the Lake District could easily be confused with the Canadian or the Italian lakes, so we've adopted the name the English Lake District, and that goes throughout all of our branding and on all of our websites. We also found that Windermere was a strong key. A lot of Chinese visitors knew of Windermere, so we've adopted Windermere as our brand. We quickly approached businesses in and around Windermere who we'd previously worked with and who were also seeing an increase in Chinese visitors, and we quickly got to a group of 10 people which were then to form the Lake District China Forum. In this group we had accommodation providers, transport providers and attractions who were all willing to work together to pool resources, ideas, experience and most of all budget. This has helped us host many events both here and in China. We've held events down in London where we've invited travel trade and media. We've hosted fan trips here in the Lake District, and we've worked with people like Virgin Rail to work together to encourage guests to come up to the area. We've also invested in our Chinese website and social media channels, and we use Weibo and WeChat on a daily basis. Working with national and regional tourist boards has also played a huge part in the success of the Lake District China Forum. We work closely not only with businesses here in the Lake District, but businesses in and around the north of England, and this is key when we're creating itineraries to keep visitors in the Lake District and in the north of England for longer.
Splendid. Well, as you said, the Lake District is situated rather in the north of England, just south of Hadrian's Wall. So most Chinese visitors, when they come to the UK, they go to London and then maybe to Edinburgh. So you're not necessarily on the main track for them automatically. So how important would you see the idea of networking within your region to get noticed by the Chinese potential visitors? So and your network, as far as I understand, is also existing beyond the Lake District itself, or the English Lake District, as you call it. So working, for example, with Manchester Airport, which is the nearest airport which offers direct flights to China.
Networking within our region is something that we already do here in the Lake District and throughout the Lake District China Forum, and has been a key to the success in the Lake District China Forum. Collaboration is one of our strongest assets. Over the last few years, we've seen a change in the way that Chinese tourists do travel. Initially, it was just between London and Edinburgh, but now Lake District is a clear stop on that map for a lot of Chinese tourists. We've also seen a lot more independent travellers who aren't governed by the same routes and the same tours that those on a group booking are. So a lot of independent travellers do stay longer, and they're now staying maybe 2 or 3 nights. And group bookings are staying maybe for the full day, half a day, or even overnight now. Following the launch of the direct flights from Beijing to Manchester last June, we've developed a strong relationship with Marketing Manchester and the Manchester Airport. Seeing those direct flights coming into Manchester was really exciting for us. We attended the inaugural flight party at Manchester Airport in June of last year. We also attended lots of events leading up to it and after. We're also working very closely with Marketing Manchester, and the Lake District China Forum paid to become a destination partner within their China campaign, which was huge last year. This is something that we're looking to do again this year, and are currently looking for funding to do so.
Okay, well, obviously lots of things you're doing and doing well. So that brings me to my final question. So for other regions which are in a similar situations that they are not as necessarily on the must-see list of most Chinese tourists. So what can they learn from your experience? So what would you think are the most important steps for similar destinations, especially in regard to bringing the stakeholders together so to earn recognition and ultimately money from the Chinese visitors to Europe?
For those regions who are not yet on the must-see route for Chinese visitors, I think exposing the whole area or the whole region is highly important. And exposing that to travel trade, to tour operators, Chinese media and KOLs. A way in which they can do this is by working together, working collaboratively, pooling their resources, knowledge and experience. Working together will enable businesses and attractions to attend more events, attend more B2B networking events, overseas missions in London where operators are brought in. This is the only way to expose an area to the travel trade. Working with media, hosting fan trips, hosting KOLs is also ideal. After a number of visits to Chinese cities and on trade missions, I do know that building those relationships is key to exposing an area or business. Building those relationships, having that face-to-face contact is key when you want to show how dedicated you are as an area to the Chinese market.
Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. So I think that was a very good insight into how to build the networks and how important is not only the network at home but also the network in China. So I'm sure a lot of people will take notice of what you have been sharing with us. Thanks a lot again.